Hi everyone, and welcome to the Connection Cafe. It's 9:30 on a Wednesday and it's held online, so it's alive. It's not coming to my office or anything like that, so I can't change that. I've had a few questions about where it's held, so it's right here. I'm Kate Wotherspoon and I help you unravel grief to rediscover the joy in your life. So today I'm talking about the death of your pet. Sometimes this is really not understood by people at all, by your friends, by family even. I remember, because my pets mean so much to me, they're a part of my family. They're there all the time, like unconditional love. That's what my pets represent to me. So when I was growing up, I had, always had cats. I love cats. We had dogs too on the property, but my cat, he just loved me all the time. He was a ginger cat and he was this big, fat, gorgeous, lovely cat. So he went to bed with me. He was there with me. Oh, somebody's here. Hi, somebody. I might be able to see you soon, hopefully. So I can't see who's on, so I will say hello once I can see you. So that my cat, during my teenage years, he was my life, he was my support, he was just everything to me. And when he died, it was like part of me died too, because I'd lost that way of speaking, that I was angry at mum, I was angry at dad, I was angry at the world, the teenage stuff that happens. So it was just awful when he died, and I was so upset, so depressed. It was really bad, but people didn't understand. My family did, because we're animal people, and you're expected to cry, you're expected to mope, as my mum used to say. So moping around was part of that. So in most people's lives, their pet is a companion. It's a form of unconditional love. And with older people as well, that may be their only companion or their only way of getting out in the world too, and talking to other people. We have a woman, when we take our dog for a walk, she's gorgeous, an older lady, like I'm old, but she's older. So she had two dogs, and they were poodle, I can't remember the cross that they were, but they were little gorgeous dogs, one black, one white. And then one day she was walking just the black one, and her white one died. So she was just so upset about her white puppy dying. The puppy was 12 years old, and this one is still going, still keeping her out, still keeping her up. But she can say, I don't know whether it's only us that she says, it's really horrible just walking one dog, and I'm so lonely, and, this puppy keeps me going. But she's getting out into the world. This animal, this dog, is keeping her out, walking, exercising, keeping her within the community as well. So, and feeling worthy and feeling like you're needed as well, because sometimes people don't feel like they're needed. Like as I'm getting older, I'm a mum and a grandma, but my kids don't need me as much as they used to when they were little, and sometimes I really miss that. But, your world gets smaller because friends are dying all the time, all the time. But, they're getting diseases and things like that, so they're suffering a lot. So your world gets smaller. So, and then, when people who don't understand that this pet is a companion, it's part of your family. Sometimes it's, a service pet as well. That's a huge thing, having a service pet die, because there's a totally different connection with that pet. So, this animal has compassion and companionship and, it's emotional support. So there's a whole load wrapped up into your dog or cat or bird or, people have rats as well. I have one friend who has these huge rats and she loves them. She says they have personalities and, that would be awful for them, for her rats to die. So we have connection with these animals. So they're going to, it's going to mean that we're going to grieve after they die. And of course, as with all grief, it's different. Grief is different to every person. Some people, they just go, oh, well, you expect the dog to die. So, oh, hi, somebody's liking me and I don't know who it is, I can't see it, but hi, people. So, and thanks for coming on. So, but with other people, like I had a client who came in with her pictures every single week and she talked about her beautiful dog that kept her going and how she couldn't get another dog because this dog was the dog that kept her going. So, she learned to grieve through that and then get her life back together. She never ever got another dog. As far as I know now, she may have wanted a dog and gotten it later on. But yeah, so you might cry. It's agonising sometimes not having that pet there, because I know when my last dog died, Remy, his name was Remy Martin, and he used to be with me all the time because I work a lot at home and, so he was right beside me. Every time I moved, he'd be there. And I just totally missed him being there, missed him sitting on my lap, missed him really, just talking to him, because those eyes, they just look at you and you just melt. So that was really, it's hard to separate. So for the people who don't understand that connection, I think I really do, because I think I've really raved on about it now, that there is this connection that I feel and other people feel. So there are friends that might not feel that connection at all and might just say, oh, it's just a pet, get over it, get another one. But it's not. It's like that pet had the personality, that pet had the connection, that pet did different things. And it would be a disservice to replace that pet, not honouring that pet. So I think to these people, just go, okay, quietly to yourself say, you don't understand. That's all right, you don't understand. Listen to what they have to say and then don't be with them. Don't talk about your pet, talk about other things with them. But seek out people who have the same loss, who understand what you're going through, who want to hear stories of your pet and stories of, what you miss. So there's, connection. Go out, connect with people who will connect with you and really empathise with you. That's what it is. So, and be kind to you, because this is part, if we love this pet, you're going to grieve for the pet. So understand that you are going to grieve. So, what else can I tell you? Oh, other pets, like if you have other pets, at the time 2 years ago in 2017, we had Pepper, our cat, and Remy, our dog. Pepper was 21, and she was healthy, huge tortoiseshell cat. She was amazing. She was her own person. And Remy, our Cavalier King Charles, he was Blenheim, and Blenheim, which is like a brown and white colour. He was personality plus as well, and they got on together. And she was 21 years old, and she died in the January. She died in the January 2017. She was healthy. She was just old. And I knew she was going to die that night because there was just a look in her eye that she was going to go. So, but Remy had been diagnosed about a year before with a heart murmur, which Cavaliers sometimes get. And he was actually given a month to live. But he and Pepper just loved life together. They slept together, they walked together, they did everything together. He lived for another year and 3 weeks. So once Pepper died, he actually mourned her. He whimpered, he searched for her. He was so sad. And 3 weeks later, he died. So pets do grieve too. So watch out for, if you have other pets, watch out for them. Cats usually hide, or they don't want to associate with anybody. And dogs, they'll walk around whimpering and searching for the other pet because that's their companion as well. I don't know how they talk, but Remy and Pepper had a great time together, and they never acted like cat and dog. He acted like a cat sometimes, and she acted like a dog sometimes. So they, Remy grew up with her, and she trained him to be, whoever. So they were great together. So when you're grieving for your animals, they're just find people to grieve with, find people to tell your story with, connect with other people. Maybe, they say don't get a pet quickly. I took only 1 month to get our Kahlua because for me the pain was too much. But I think it's different, and not that Kahlua replaced Remy and Pepper. There is no way he did that. But I'm by myself a lot and felt that I needed connection with someone who wasn't going to judge me, someone who would be there for me, and I would be there for him as well. So, I think when the time is. So get a pet when you feel that you can cope with another pet, because they're a whole different personality to deal with. And I'm thinking of, when our eldest 4 grandchildren, when their Puddles died. Puddles was a mixture of Shih Tzu and I can't remember the other part, but he had this floppy ear. He was 17 years old and he died because he was so old. And, hi Samantha. And he was 17 years old. And the children just, their mum and dad told them that Puddles had died during the night. And they obviously cried and were upset. And then just started to tell stories about him and started to have, really awake, what we do as awake. They buried him, they did different memorial things for him. And then I came over with a cake and we celebrated Puddle's life. So, the kids just naturally did this, which was great. We thought it was going to be horrible, but it was just wonderful that they knew instinctively what to do. So that's one thing, probably take notice of what your kids do And kids feel grief differently as well. So be with them. And if you have any other pets as well, be with them, because the other pets need a bit of TLC too, because they'll be missing their companion. And so what else I've said about missing pets, about how you'd feel. Okay, I think that's it. And, what you can do. This is why I left this here. This is backwards, but it says Remy and Pepper 2017. And these are the memories. I made this for the grandchildren, and it was on Snapfish, I think, or, Kmart, all those things do these memorial books. So this is like Remy, and through here you can do that's when he broke his ACL and had to have an operation. But all these different things, that's what he used to do, sit on the back of the lounge, and the cat used to sit there and just wait for my husband to get home or wait for me to get home. So there's all these wonderful things that you can sit and do with the kids if you like, or do for yourself, because I just did this myself because I needed to. And there's the different children, the grandkids in there, and where are my others? So these are just different things that... where are my others? So different things that you can put in. Just grab, different photos, put them together, and it's all done. So that's one thing you can do. You can do gardens, you can do all sorts of memorial things. So I think I've talked enough today. I think I can rave on a lot, and especially about pets. And just grieve the way you need to grieve. Take your own health, take care of yourself. And maybe you'd like to do the book. You might want to go and volunteer somewhere, a pet shelter or something like that, until you can deal with getting a pet yourself, another pet, or you might not. So thanks so much for being here, and hopefully I'll see you next week again. Thanks a lot. Bye.